Rising, everybody. So it is 10:20 in the morning, and or I should cancel that out, not say morning, but it is in the rising sun. So we have to reschedule our live with Ishmael Perez. He is still out traveling, so we are going to be figuring out when a good time to go live with him. He is most likely going to go live with us while he's on the road, while he's driving for 8 hours. So we talked to him today. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. Also, we will be going live with Mike today. And it's going to be on our Rumble channel. Let me get that Rumble channel link for you guys. Copy. Since we are most likely going to be talking about things that we cannot talk about on YouTube. So that is the second thing about YouTube, right? Okay, let me just get that link out. Oops, here we go. That is our Rumble channel, and we will be going live at, I believe it is in an hour and a half at 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock his time. So we are going to be talking, honestly, I don't know what we're going to be talking about. We just, you know how it is. We just come on and just chat it up. So let me post this so you guys can have it as well up here. Oops. We'll put it right there. Oh, can't really see it, can you? There we go. That's better. So it's rumble.com/user/high vibes up. And that's where we're going to be going live at 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time with Mike. And we're going to be talking about a lot of things. Probably even thinking about doing like another. Well, we'll talk about it then. So I just want to let you guys know that we are going to be rescheduling with Ismael Perez, and it's going to be an amazing show with him. So, and it's going to be an amazing show with Mike today. So hopefully we will see you guys there. And Vita L. Signs, you said that you have a couple questions. What is your questions? If I can answer them, I most definitely will. Hi, Frank. Hi, Phil. Hi, Ronnie. Hi, Sandra. I don't remember his last name. There's... I am horrible at names. Give me a face and I'm good with a face, but when it comes to names, I'm like, you know what? I have that. Let me see. Oh, it doesn't have his name on here. That's okay. It's Mike from MJP Report. Ooh, I'm shaky. Energy shift, huh? Hi, Soul. Hi, Johnny. How is everybody doing? How's the family doing? I have been accidentally astral projecting for a while in an altered state of mind before I sleep, unintentionally. Why is this levitation experience always occurring for me? It's one of your gifts. That's what I would say. It's one of your gifts that is coming out. Now, if it's unintentional, pay attention to how your mind is. Is your mind empty? What's going on during the day that is causing all of these, you could say, hmm, astral projecting usually comes from desire. Usually comes from what you are desiring to happen inside your experience. The Phoenix and the Solar Flash, I do not know about that. I do not know about that. But being able to astral project yourself is a wonderful gift. Keep doing it. Focus upon that gift at this moment because that gift is going to help you to also help others to be able to get to that point too. Hmm. You're being trained right now, Vita. So continue doing what you're doing as long as you are in a safe space. Stay in that safe space, protect yourself before you go to bed. So when you unintentionally go through that astral projecting, you are not attracting those that are coming into your experience. Now, what I've learned also is when you astral project yourself out into the astral realm, when you go into the ethers, you need to blend in. Now, I was watching a TikTok and this woman was like asking a question. When you astral project, when you go into the ethers, you should ask them about time. And the woman said, do not do that because in the ethers and the other realms, time is a 3D construct. And what you're going into is the fourth dimension, fifth dimension, or even higher than that, depending upon what your energy level is at that moment. And their time is not like ours. So when you bring up time or dates, it basically draws them into your experience and their eyes focus solely upon you and know that you are human and that you come from the 3D realm and they can come into your experience. So be very aware. You need to blend in. Do not attract anyone that is um any of those outer worldly beings that are here to mess with your soul realm. Does the name EAL sound familiar to you? That is the name that my son keeps calling the monster. AL. AL, it kind of sounds like one of the higher realm demonic generals to me. if you have the name, you have the power to push it out. Because our names is what basically gives us the power to do what we need. Why do you think that when you use the word or the name Jesus Christ, I rebuke you, it gives power? Because when you stand in the power of the name, when you stand in the power of your name, you're able to use that as a way of commanding those that are in your experience that you do not want in your experience to leave. So you now have his name, so use his name to get him out of your experience. Kid, I see people's faces just before I sleep, some I know, others I don't. Well, if you think about it, those that have already crossed over, it depends upon how they've crossed over, because sometimes souls can become lost souls. They can become souls that have not left this realm. So if they're coming into your experience, they are either, well, it depends. You have to ask them a question. A neutral question, not just any question. You have to be specific with your question. Are you here for my highest greatness? Are you here to show me something? Are you here to bring me into a new realm, a new way of thinking? Are you lost? Do you need my help? But when you ask these questions, do not attach to the energy of, but be in your own energy. Be in your own power as you ask these questions. I never heard of Jesus being Hail Satan. That's interesting. I'm going to have to look that up. So I was just watching, what do you call that? The Warrior Nun the other night. And what's funny is that in one of the episodes, they were showing about the crown. And what the crown is that it is a weapon to destabilize and, what do you call that? Neutralize the God particle, neutralize the God energy within us. That's why the crown was placed upon Jesus's head, to neutralize his energy so they could do what they needed to do with him. And I'm like, oh, that makes total sense. Especially with what we are learning right now. And I was just watching a Doctor Who fanatic, again. And what's funny is that in this episode, I think it's season 10, episode, what? Let me pull it up. Episode 8. And it basically describes about the fake news outlets. And what I was shown is that all these news outlets like CNN and all of them are not the fake news. We are. Interesting, right? Because it's all about the mind manipulation. It is the people that are being mind manipulated to share the false news. So it's not the business itself, it is the people. And when we start standing in our power, when we start coming together and neutralizing these negative energies, these negative ions, these negative, what do you call that? Messages are coming into our experience, it gets stronger when we come together, which is why people are starting to wake up, because the more that we wake up, the more that we neutralize these energies that are coming into our experience, the more it neutralizes for them, so they come out of that so-called brainwashing energy that's coming into their experience, keeping them in their, what do you call that? Oh, my mind. The 11 portal, man, I swear. Keeping them stuck. Thank you, Kathleen, for that. The crown placed on head sounds like what happened to Trump, right? That's when you, well, another thing that I've learned is that from the Nikola Tesla book, as you guys well know, the Nikola Tesla book. I love this book. I am going to be going through it some more because what it explains is that each species has their own, or has their one higher organ, meaning the one organ that is more dominant than the others. So us as humans, our third eye. When he talks about the eyes, he doesn't talk about the eyes. He literally just says eye, meaning the eye, the third eye. When you control our higher organ, you control everything else. Think about it. It says in here, I think I read it to you guys before, but I want you guys to hear it again. A world that is like a whole of the universe, matter and force governed by law, a world, the contemplation of which fills us with feelings of wonder and irresistibly urges us to ceaselessly thought and inquiry. So it keeps us in the thinking. It keeps us in asking questions. But in all the vast world of all the objects, our senses reveal to us the most marvelous and the most appealing to our imagination appears no doubt a highly developed organism, a thinking being. If there is anything fitted to make us admire nature's handiwork, it is certainly the inconceivable structure of which performs its innumerable motions of obedience to external influence, which means that the external influence that is outside of us keeps us a thinking being. And what's funny is that when you are a thinking being, you're basically an obedient being. And when you're an obedient being, I think it's over here. Considering merely this and the fact that the eye, by its marvelous power, widens our otherwise very narrow range of perception far beyond the limits of the small world which is our own, to embrace myriads of the other worlds, suns and stars in the infinite depth of the universe, which would make it justifiable to assert that it is an organ of higher order. That is our higher order. What we see. What I see is what I believe. What I believe is what I could do. What I could do is where my destiny lays. So if they take control of your third eye, if they take control of your perception of what you see is what you believe, which means that when you are a thinking being, you're an obedient being. So what happens when you get rid of all thought? To the deep state, you become a disobedient being. Would you stop making noise, Hazel? And when you become a disobedient being, you become the power of one, which is yourself. So An empty mind is a pure mind. A pure mind gets you to your goal, which means that when you empty all thoughts, when you empty all the thinking programs, because that's where programs come from, you become a so-called disobedient being, but you become an obedient being to yourself. You become an obedient being to who you are, your power, what you desire, what you need, what you want, instead of focusing upon everything else. Interesting, right? Very interesting. I love how he describes it. So in this book, yes, he talks about his inventions, but in actuality, those inventions is our body. You just have to read between the lines and know what he's actually saying. It's awesome. Oh. Right? Everything's a dang paradox in this realm. Well, and that's another reason why that Nikola Tesla says that the imagination is the greatest thing that we have for ourselves, because remember that saying, what I see is what I believe is what I could do, what I could do is where my destiny lays, which means that if you see your imagination as your full reality, you create that reality within your experience, your heart realm, your soul realm, which then attracts and manifests what you truly desire, all by using your intention and what was that word again? I just had it. Oh dear. Your imagination. All right, you guys. So I'm going to pop off because we are going to be going live on our Rumble channel. Our Rumble channel's right up here. Rumble.com/user/high vibes up if you're using the website or Explorer or whatever that you use. Or you could just find it by searching High Vibes Up in the search bar. And we will see you guys in about less than an hour and a half. All right. Love you guys. Talk to you guys soon.